Welcome back to action from the Extreme Festival at Phakisa Freeway, and it's great to see a crowd at the Phakisa Freeway. Don't normally see that. It must be because the Extreme Festival have come in full force, along with the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Racing Series. We're going to pick up action from them now. As we saw earlier on in the show, they combined for the second heat with Extreme Supercars, but the first heat they're on their own. And it's all about the front-end battle. Jan Everstein as the number one plate. He'll be the man with the target on his back. As they go down towards turn number one, though, look out for David Coetzee, Rick Leroux, Paulo Leroux, Bagioni, Lamprecht, all having a bit of a run at the front end. And then further back in the field, look out for Temeglu, Long and Hilligen having some fun and games. At the back end, Bernard de Gavea in the Zero car, the Bridgestone car, unfortunately because he had issues on his own car. But as they head through turn one, Rob Portman, you've never done this series before. I can tell you, there's some great racing in the BMW Car Club.
The only time I've seen so many BMWs racing is down North Rand Road on a Friday night in Boksburg. This is great stuff. All on Bridgestone tyres, plenty of grip out there at Phakisa. And we got a family affair going on with the two Leroux brothers. They're going to be doing a battle out on track. They're going to try and close down on David Coetzee out front.
Len Henry Goby also looking to come to the front end as quickly as he can in the G&H Transport BMW. He's followed by Shane Marks in the Mayfair Gearbox car. 96 going flying through there, starting to make his way to the front end. I did mention Lamprecht as a threat, and he's not too far off the back end at this stage. He's starting to close in on that front end battle. He's got a little bit of work to do there in the Viking Mining's BMW.
It's great to see so many BMWs, new and old, just doing battle out on track. That's what the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Series is all about. Really is brilliant to see them racing. As you can see, 21 cars strong as they come out of Uchini onto the back straight for the first time. It does look like still the Leroux brothers are right at the front there, but David Coetzee is starting to extend that lead out front. Sean Lamprecht not too far behind either, and Willie Erasmus, car number 7 there in the Big Boss Auto car, also right up in the top 5. So good drive there from him.
Looking good, and looking good for a top entry in terms of his class. Remember, we've got class A, T, B, C, D, and E here, and they're all fighting for their relative categories. As they come across the line, you can see that gap. Lamprecht is closing down. Lamprecht is slowly but surely finding his way to the front end, and the Viking Mining machine definitely going to be on pace for a top 5 overall. Further back there, that's Antoni Marks, the Atomic Oil car, having a fantastic battle of his own, and you can see mixing it up with Grobler and Neil Reynolds.
Yeah, that's a good little battle going on there for what is 8th, 9th and 10th place, as on the inside Reynolds trying to make the move there. Does look like Sean Grobler also just fending him off at the moment in the Mayfair Gearbox car. So good little battles going all the way down the field there. That is car number 19. That's the first of the Leroux brothers. That's Rick, and he's holding down second place for now. But look at that, we've got a 3-4 car battle out front for our top 3 positions.
Yeah, the Pullman's coming along for the ride though. The Biopool maintenance machine of Osbagioni slowly but surely closing in on Paulo Leroux. So it could be a little bit of a two-way battle there for third overall. Remember, separate categories out there, but Paulo Leroux is fighting with Bagioni for Class B. This is Neil Reynolds looking straight back into the clutches of Grobler. Grobler closing in, and the Mayfair Gearbox car, definitely a man to watch out for. Len Henry Goby, a man who usually races in Extreme Supercars in his BMW, but today has to do double duties in Extreme Supercars and in the BMW Car Club.
And he shoves it on the inside, so another position gained there. Brilliant driving from Grobler. It's got Goby and Marks now in a big battle there. They're going to Coke. Going to use a little bit extra horsepower on the inside. Really does close down that line, does car number 1. That is Jan Everstein. It's a good drive there from him. He's, of course, out in Class B, leading. He's running about 4th or 5th there in Class B at the moment. Class C is just ahead of him. So we've got a good little mixture of Class A, B, and C, all mixed up around the Phakisa circuit.
Just picked up on the Mender roof car there, Morgan Long, as we go back to Rick Leroux in second place.
Oh!
Getting it sideways. Paulo Leroux, we were concerned about that. He'd be looking going, oh, maybe I can get to my brother. But they're not going to catch David Coetzee. He's done everything right in the Sav Speed car. It looks like he's going to try and hang on here for the first victory here for the Bridgestone BMW Car Club Series. With 1 to go, let's have a look and see if he can keep it all together now for this last lap. Leroux is being closed by Bagioni. Bagioni is coming. This is Jimmy T a bit further back there. Temeglu having his own little fight. And Jan Everstein is in there as well. The 27 car of Alan Hilligen, man we mentioned earlier on in the show, definitely in with a shot here. And Hilligen, of course, looking for top honours in Class D.
You can see they're starting to really go defensive now on this final lap there. Trying to make the move, car number 100. That, of course, is Mike Grobler. So Grobler, he's one of our Class C drivers, just trying to make a move and try and make it stick. Unable to do it. This is the little battle further behind at the back end of this field. Spiro Macris, all kinds of smoke coming out of that car. And he's in a battle there with one of our invitational drivers.
Now, Varish Gunpath having some fun and games there. The second of the big boss cars, though, that's Jimmy T, fighting with Grobler on their tail. Hilligen and Nectapiros Macris. That's, of course, Spiros' brother. The two of them having some fun and games, but it's not quite the way they wanted to be ending up. One of them is on song for a good overall here in Class D, possibly second in the Class Ds there. But further back, oh man, Trevor Long now starting to come into the play as well. And flag is on standby. David Coetzee has got this BMW to tuned to perfection. I don't think Emmy's going to have an answer to him here today. He's coming into some back markers now, but they won't be concerned. Troy Cochrane is one of them as he comes through the final turn. Checkered flag will be on standby. And the Elk SA completion Sav Speed BMW about to take the victory.
Now we're going to have to wait and see who gets the family honours in second place. It does look like Rick ahead of his brother Paolo. Oz there in fourth place. Sean Lamprecht in fifth. Sixth place is all about Len Henry Gobi. And seventh is Shane Grobler. Let's catch up then with your winner. It's David Kutsia.
Second race is going to be interesting because they're joining us with G&H Transport Extreme Supercars. I sit ninth on the grid, so it'll make it more interesting. First race was, it was good for what it was. It was nice riding the track, fantastic track. Race 2 is going to be very interesting.
To mix these cars up with the Extreme Supercars, as we saw earlier on, is definitely going to be interesting. There's no doubt about it. I think Kutsia might have his work cut out for him. He's going to have to fight with some Ferraris and BMWs at the back end of Supercars and try and maintain his lead here in the BMW Car Club Racing Series. They get ready to go now for race number 2. That is the massive pack of over 35 cars that now make their way down towards turn number 1. And we go on board here with Neil Reynolds. He's in the mid-pack just behind Jimmy T. You can see Mike Grobler late on the brakes down into turn 1. And he just manages to squeeze out and get ahead of Jimmy Temeglu.
And as we saw earlier on the show, we are going to get very good footage from Neil Reynolds on board a little bit further down the field. And Mike Grobler right in the mix there as well. Look out there for Antoine Marks. He's got a good start up there in the BMW club. And like I said, David Kutsia, he's going to try and mix it up with some of those supercars and try and extend his lead in the overall Bridgestone BMW car class.
Davy Olivier doing dual duties as well in both supercars, but you can see he's not in his normal baby Beamer. He's in the grey Z4. And he now gets up on the inside, and it's in the mix there with the two Lareos and Baggioni. Baggioni quite easy to spot with that lime, bright yellow number 25 on the side of his car. He's trying to make his way through there on the two Lareos, but he's under attack from the champion there, Jan Everstein, and right on Everstein's tail, that is a hard-charging Lamprecht and Johan Hutting in the mix there in the Nissan. Not the usual man to be in this category.
Yeah, we've seen a complete mix-up here, so certainly it has already thrown a spanner in the works. Has it been mixed with the supercars? Because Everstein right up in the mix now. He was nowhere in race number 1. The Lerero brothers looking to take full advantage of the different cars doing battle out on track. They're now in a big battle there with Kutsia. Like I said, Shane Grobler right in the mix there as well. Lerero going around the outside there of Lorenzo Gutierrez. So good stuff there. And just trying to see what a brilliant shot that is from the sky as they come into the final turn here at Phakisa.
Yeah, a little bit of aerial material there. Great to see. Lorenzo Gutierrez, though, with some problems. He's fallen right by the wayside and, in fact, peels into pit lane. So he's out of this one. That's a big pity there for Gutierrez. Further up the field, though, Olivier starting to close in, and unfortunately he's lost a little bit of ground there. He was closing in on Lereo, but now, in fact, there you go. Gutierrez trying to nurse that car around. He's going to try and keep it out there and try and score as many points as he can. The Viking Mining's machine coming through there of Lamprecht, closing on the back end of Hutting in the 350Z.
Now Kutsia there, still out front. You can see the Lareros are starting to come. Got a Porsche in the way there. So a good little battle going on there with overall in the supercars and, of course, in the BMW car class. But it's still Rick Lerero ahead of his brother as they come through there, but still trying to close down on Kutsia out front. Kutsia looking very stable, very churning out those lap times very fast here this weekend at Phakisa. And great to see. You touched on it earlier, Greg, but the crowds on that embankment, the last time we saw this many people at Phakisa was probably the MotoGP days.
There was one shot as well where we saw the VIP suites with a couple of
there we go.
little tents and stuff at the top. So great to see a crowd coming out here and supporting Phakisa Freeway. And 20 Marks, though, he's got a battle on his own and all running off in front of him. That's some big problems there. I think that might have been Johan Hutting. No, I'm not quite sure who it was. There's the Bridgestone Car Club car itself. That's the 011
station
car.
Wagon.
And the station wagon, or as they call it, the Uber Bucky of Bernard de Gavea, having some fun of his own there, but a little bit further back than what he'd like to be. There's no doubt about it. Now coming in amongst some of the extreme supercars, you can see it's not going to be easy. That is Mike Grobler, and Grobler now trying to find his way through. Shane, further up in the Mayfair gearbox machine, fighting within 20 Marks.
Yeah, Kutsia's going to have to be very careful here because he's starting to come in with some of this. Oh, spinning out there. Car 000. Unfortunately, that is Bernard. We were just touching on him in that invitational car, the BMW Bridgestone car. Spinning out. Looks like he's got it back on track. But this is what I was talking about. Kutsia is going to start to come in with some traffic. Looks like he's got problems. Kutsia, our leader, has got problems. He's allowing the Porsche on the inside, and here comes Rick Lerero. So we're going to have a change up. Oh, the Porsche goes wide, but Kutsia, our leader's got big kinds of problems, and he's going to sacrifice that lead now to Rick.
Now Rick Lerero going around the outside, realizing there was a problem there for Kutsia. You can see in 20 Marks trying to do the same thing here to Shane Grobler. Super battle between these two guys. And 20 Marks, the Atomic Oil BMW taking on that Mayfair gearbox machine. Big Boss and SA Safe That is Jimmy T. He's behind Grobler. Oh, he's lost out to Grobler. So Grobler's got through on him. Here's Neil Reynolds as he comes onto the back end now of Gianni Giannacaro. Gianni Giannacaro has just gone through. He goes through in Trini number 1 here. Oh, he's out of shape. And there you go. Oh, heads up.
Wait for it. Bang!
We saw that earlier on, so we kind of knew it was coming. And that is the brake disc that's gone straight through the windscreen there of Neil Reynolds, coming off the stricken car of Gianni Giannacaro.
That is just incredible that Reynolds got that footage. We got 2 onboard cameras out on track. Reynolds is one of them, and we picked up that footage. As we go back on board here, this is the replay. You can see Giannacaro. You can see already some stuff pouring off that car. The wheel and the hub just says no more, throws itself. There goes Giannacaro. Now watch out. The brake disc comes straight through the windscreen of Neil Reynolds there, so that pretty much puts him out of the race. But out front, the flag there does look like it is going to be Rick Loureiro who's going to pick up the win there. We're going to have to wait and see who comes in second and third, but certainly I don't think Kutsia has held on to the top 3.
Yeah, Rick Loureiro comes through, takes the win ahead of Paulo Loureiro. Then it's Jan Everstein who comes through there for third place. Behind them, it's Davy Olivier. Further down from that, it'll be Kutsia. He unfortunately had some major issues there in the last part of this race, and then 20 marks beating out Shane Krobler. Let's catch up with our race winner there. Great drive from Rick Loureiro.
Race 2 was good fun. We raced with extreme cars. A lot of interesting metal there. We raced against Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches. We had a good time. There were some unlucky guys in front of us. I see there was one accident. But a good race overall, and I had a good time. And the best race I've probably had in a long time.
Paulo certainly had a good day in the saddle as well, in second place overall.
I mean, I had no issues out there. It was also fun, like Rick was saying. Obviously, the two races. Obviously, those extreme supercars was power to also go up like with them. But overall, I'm happy the car ran perfectly. Obviously, I'm going for the overall championship and my class win. So fingers crossed. There's 2 to go. So let's see.
And it took overall victory for the day and 20 marks.
Didn't start it the way we obviously wanted it to start, but thanks to the team, my father, Stephen and Yaku, they got the engine changed and we got back. We had a horrible qualifying though, but yeah, we came back and then took the overall.